listen, if you get approached by Daily Wire or Crowder and you don't like that contract, let me interest you in this. It's no secret that we started our podcast fully intending that to be it. Well, then we were bored and strapped for topics. So I was like, well, we'll just have Benji on because he and I can talk wrestling for hours. And then I think that was what, a 2 hour podcast? And I went, holy shit, there's something here. So then we started that podcast. Now I'm starting another one. We've been trying to get a horror podcast off the ground for a while, but neither one of us are big horror fans. And plus, I don't want to do another weekly podcast. I don't want to do another bi-weekly podcast. The Arte podcast will be monthly at best. And basically I just need it because I want shorts content on Arte Media. that's essentially it. It's shorts fodder, which is no secret to us. So I guess what I'm saying is if you have an idea for a podcast, and even if you know how to do it, I don't give a shit. Join our little family because we want nothing from you other than the occasional rub, cross promotion, and that's it. We just want to build a network.
Just like everyone else is doing.
So here's what you get if you, and I say join, where, I mean, realistically, you can do whatever the hell you want. I don't care. But when you join, which is, there's no contract, at least not yet, you get, if you want it, you get help learning how to do this. We'll show you exactly the way we do it. If you want to do it another way, go nuts. Also on the audio streaming platforms. Now, one thing we will do, if you don't want to mess with that, I'll do it. I love doing that shit. It's fun for me. I will teach you how we create our shorts. I would do that, but I don't have time to do that. But I'll show you how. It's easy. We will show you how to do YouTube. We'll show you how to do all this stuff. And we will host your podcast on the artemedia.org website, just like we will. It can support up to 50 podcast streams. If you want to write blog posts, you have a blog that you can post where you will be in the byline. There's no shared credit on that. If you wrote it, you get credit for it. Any revenue that you generate, like if you get monetized, that's yours. The only thing we might ask, and this is negotiable, if you're monetized and you're making revenue based on any work that we're doing, like if I'm doing the back end podcast stuff for you, we might ask for a small bit, but that's negotiable. But you also get, at the moment, there are 3 podcasts that will help plug your podcast, plus anybody else that wants to join the group. It's shared content creation, plus you'll have a rotating cast of guests. If you need somebody to come on your podcast to talk about something, you've got 3 people offhand right now.
Yep.
Plus people we know. Like if you're doing a horror podcast and
we can find you somebody.
Well, like let's just say, like if it ends up not being Nick, which Nick, I really think you should do it, and or Power Rangers podcast. But you know, if you need a horror fan or a Power Rangers fan or a wrestling fan, we got people. We know people.
Anime.
Yeah.
Or music. Well,
if we want, like if there's a big film release and we all want to get on a stream and talk about it, we'll get on your stream. We don't care.
Yep. We are no stranger to having large podcasts.
No, we love it. And like we said, we can put you in touch with fairly interesting people to be on your guest, because that's the main thing I want to do with the Arte podcast. These are probably going to be obnoxiously long conversations with just extremely interesting people, where we're going to say whatever we want. Because honestly, I don't care if my channel's monetized, because it was monetized and they took it away, and I hate those bastards because they changed the program. Dicks.
Yeah.
Oh, you also get clips on TikTok. If you don't have your own TikTok, I'll just upload them onto mine. I'll show you how to do Instagram Reels, because thanks, Andrew Tate. The one thing I did pick up from Hustlers University was how to do these short form videos, which have been tremendous.
Yeah. So to any new subscribers within the past month or so, thank you.
Yes, thank you very much. But not only that, if you got a podcast idea, and I don't care what it is, I'd love it if we had a liberal podcast, because then when we felt like arguing with somebody, we could just.
And like, that's the thing, you know, like
I don't.
It's fun to argue, but it's also fun to like come to a
right
proving or no, not proving ground.
The only rule we would have is be respectful.
Yeah.
But like I don't care, as long as you're not doing anything illegal, I don't care what you talk about. If you want to have a podcast completely devoted to cats, I don't give a shit, because there's an audience for everything. If you want to have a podcast, I don't even care if it's in English, although that might be challenging, but you know what I mean. Like If you've got an idea for a podcast, or if you're already doing a podcast and you just want help, join our little network. And you'll get a bio on the website
Join today.
for free.